Hi there, and welcome to another of our seminars. And we've got to Friday again. Crazy how the world keeps spinning, and yeah, it's pretty overcast here, and I think it's scheduled to rain, and then it's supposed to be a nice weekend here. So looking forward to that. Get Alfie back out in the garden, which means he goes to sleep earlier. Didn't go to sleep early last night, and he got up early as well. So if you see any bleary eyes behind these glasses, they are a true story, as it were. Okay, what are we talking about today? We are gonna talk about teams. Last one, I promise, because we've got a big rematch today. We've got a big rematch. So we're taking on Mick and Sheena and Will and Sylvia tonight, because they beat us up last time. I have who have I got with me? Sandy and Leslie. Leslie's played already. Sandy Bell. I'm sure a number of you know Sandy Bell. She's going to join us at the other table, so it should be some fun. And of course that's at 7:30. And what we've been talking about this week, and I think another time as well, is teams of four. And today we're going to talk about a little bit of defence. That's all. A little bit of defence at teams of four. Got a nice hand sent in by Hiroko, which is a nice little hand. A little bit of easier topic there, as opposed to some of what we've been talking about. And I'll talk about a few things that we've ironed out for the website. Looking forward to that. And the ebooks, the only thing I wanted to mention, now I'm not one to ask for reviews, and I know quite a few of you have bought it. If you enjoyed it, please leave a review. I'm only asking that. Well, no, leave it if you didn't enjoy it, that's fine. But so far we've got a couple of strange reviews, which haven't done us any favours, plus one lovely review that thought it was brilliant. What is it, the ebook? Just to explain how it works, because I have to say, when I first got an ebook, I had no idea either. If you're used to them, of course, you know what you do. One of the easiest ways of downloading it is getting the free Kindle app. So if you're on an iPad and you don't have one, you can download the Kindle app, which is completely free, and it then allows you to read it. Okay, now Usha, I saw you on there. If you've already downloaded it now, it would be great if you changed your review, because your review's standing out, because you've paid for it. You should be able to do that. If you haven't, do give me an email, Usha, and we will make sure you get the book, because you have paid for it. And poor Usha didn't get it, I don't think. Hence, he's left a review saying, "Oh, this is ridiculous. I've paid for it and I didn't get it." So if you ever get that experience, just email us here and we'll solve it for you, if that makes sense. Rather than leaving a 0-point review, we'll make sure you get it. So hopefully you know how to contact us. You can just email me at info@bernardmageebridge.com. Anyway, that's enough on that. Let's talk about what we're talking about. Yes, so Kindle, but I mean, pretty much you can read it on all sorts of things, but you can get that Kindle app free of charge. Some of you, of course, have a Kindle. I don't. Anyway, that's enough on that. So what are we going to talk about? Quiz. Let's do a quiz. I left you with a second hand in a row that had a void. Okay, and let's be honest, if you pick this up, if I pick one of these up tonight, I'll be pleased, because if you remember those of you who watched the teams from last week, I didn't pick up. This almost added up to all the points that I had last week. Okay, what do you think about that hand? Okay, James, are you really opening that 5 no trumps? Wow, that's I think James is on the wine early there. Okay. Maybe he didn't mean to put. I don't know what 5 no trumps means. Anyway, we'll come to the answer later. Let's go to this last little look at teams. So we've got a large variety of answers there. So I'm going to start this seminar in the same way. This little seminar in the same way as I've started each of them. And why I'm doing that is because some of you aren't seeing them all, if you see what I mean. So you might maybe watch this one and watch one afterwards, okay? So, the first 2 slides the same as before. So all I'm doing is putting up the international match point slide. This is the form of scoring that's used as teams, and it's so important to just see that because it's so different to your normal game of pairs bridge. And the key here is little over tricks are worth very little at teams, 1 or 2 points, whereas a game swing is worth as much as 12. It's off this screen as it were. If it's a non-vulnerable one, it's worth 10 if they've gone down. So it's 10 times more important, and that's so important. So let's just nip over. And I showed this third slide, and then we'll go on to the defense. So this slide is so important to understand the difference between pairs and teams. In pairs, the top player there has got 3 really good scores and 1 bad score. That ends up being close to 75%. That's brilliant for him. Playing teams, you've just got to add up the 4 scores. So the top man got 3 pluses and 1 minus, but the minus is huge. So in teams, you don't want big differences, okay, because they add up to a big score, okay. So what we said was that we don't care about over tricks. Now this is crucial. Defense at the game of pairs, the game that you play most of the time, is by far the hardest aspect of bridge, because you have to concentrate every single trick and you must be careful not to give away tricks. Whereas when I play tonight, playing teams of 4, I don't have to worry about that. My simple aim, if I'm defending a contract, is to get the contract down. I don't mind if they make 4 spades plus 2, 4 spades plus 1. My aim is to get 4 spades down, because if I get it down, I gain 12 imps. If they make an over trick, I lose just 1. Playing pairs, it's very, very different. So there's a couple of things here. I'm going to use the term active and passive, which don't come up so often in pairs. You generally are passive. I'm going to be quite aggressive with some of my defense. So an active defense, particularly when you think they're very, very strong. Okay, and what that means is those of you who've heard me talking about defense will know that I do not like doubleton leads. Doubleton leads are not great leads when you are playing pairs bridge, but when you're playing teams of 4, doubletons are absolutely fine. As long as it's reasoned, you can aggressively lead a doubleton. If you happen to give a trick away, it doesn't matter. A king doubleton, for example, is a terrible lead at pairs. You'll gain once in 10 hands, you'll lose probably on 6 of them. Okay, so that's not good news. But at teams, that's okay. Because if you lose 6 ones, that's 6 times 1, as it were. Hope you can all do that sum. Okay, but if you gain, we've seen the gain is 12. So it's worth the risk. Okay, so work out what partner needs to defeat the contract. Now, what does that mean? We're going to see an example of that, and that is, it makes defense so much more fun. Okay, so defensive play. Let's give some examples of some auctions. Here's an example. Okay, 1 no trump, 2 no trumps, 3 no trumps. What are you thinking as a defender? I'm back. Any doubleton, so even ace doubleton. So a number of you, particularly beginners, will be thinking, why is Bernard saying I don't want to lead doubletons and things? Well, because it's an aggressive lead and often gives away a trick. But Hyatt's asking there, what about ace doubleton? Playing teams, you can lead it, okay? Because again, playing pairs, your ace should be killing a high card. Playing teams, as the auction I'm going to show next, not this auction, but the auction I'm going to show next is going to be, well, we'll talk about it when I show you it, rather than give it away. So here, crucial, 1 no trump, 2 no trumps, 3 no trumps. Your opponents are borderline. Can everybody see that? Clearly they haven't got 28 points. If it goes 1 no trump, 3 no trumps, they could have 28, 29 points. In an auction, 1 no trump, 2 no trumps, 3 no trumps, as Andy says there, they won't have much to spare. So now we probably defend the same or very similar at both pairs and teams. Because at teams, I'd be thinking, you know, they may well just go off in this contract. I probably won't need to take a risk. As a number of people are saying, because they haven't asked about majors, you might look for a major. But the key here is I'm limited. They are limited, so we might take this down without taking risks. Does that make sense? Because it's a tricky idea. But if you think they've got, well, let me show you this auction just to contrast it. 1 heart, 3 hearts, 4 diamonds, 4 hearts. Now, you don't really need to know what the auction means. You're allowed to ask your opponent. So you might say, excuse me, let's say we're online. You would click on one of your opponents and say, what does the 4 diamond bid mean? And they would say, it's a slam try. So the opening bidder thinks that they have a chance for slam, but the partner has said, no, I don't think so. Now, at that point, you should, as a defender, be thinking, surely they're going to make 4 hearts. I mean, if the opening bidder thought that they could make a slam or might be able to make a slam, most of the time they're going to have an easy 10 or 11 tricks, in which case I'm going to take some risks. We're going to need a huge amount of luck here. Maybe I'm going to need, I don't know, a doubleton in partner's hand. Sorry, an ace in partner's hand, and I may need to get a ruff. Okay? So I'm going to be aggressive because I don't mind them making an extra over trick. Remember, this is teams bridge. And we're going to see an example, okay? So it's a slam try, so this should be an easy game. So we are going to need a lot of luck to get it down, which usually means we're going to need to get a ruff because we haven't got the high card points to defeat it. So the top auction there, I don't think they've got much to spare. I'm just gonna defend normally, and hopefully they'll go down anyway. I would feel on the bottom auction, if I defended passively, so if I just let them take the tricks they've got, I think they'll make the contract. Okay, so let's have a look. That's what we call an active defense. So the top hand, I'm going to defend passively. The bottom hand, I'm going to defend actively. So here's your hand. And surprise, surprise, that you've seen this auction. The auction is going to go 1 heart, 3 hearts, 4 diamonds, 4 hearts. And it's your lead. And I'm sorry, I'm telling you, you're playing teams. I would lead very different leads if I was playing teams and I was playing pairs. Okay, if I'm playing teams, I am going to be aggressive here, because I think they're going to make this contract easily unless we have some luck. If I'm playing pairs, I will not lead the king of clubs, because it's too often going to give tricks away. And instead of making 4 hearts plus 1, they might make 4 hearts plus 2. Can you see that difference? Now, what that means is I'm not going to take this contract down playing pairs. It's very weird, and we've seen this on the hands when I've been declaring and showing what I would do in the 2 games. It's very odd. So here, I am going to lead the king of clubs. It is an horrendously risky lead, but I expect them to make this contract unless we get some luck. Okay, so if I make a passive lead, I expect declarer to make his contract easily. So I am going to lead the king of clubs here. So here's the hand. Now, your partner has 2 magic cards for you. The chances of the king of clubs being a good lead is very low, but I expect the opponents to have as many points as they've got. It turns out that South has got 19 points. Not surprisingly, he thought, I'm going to go for a slam. So his 4 diamond bid was alerted, and his partner said, well, he should have something in diamonds, probably the ace of diamonds, and he's got a strong hand and thinks game is on. North looks at his hand and thinks, to be honest, I've only got 1 good card in my hand, and he just said 4 hearts. So they're in the right contract, but North has advertised to us that he has a very strong hand. So I'm surprised we have 3 top tricks. Okay, we've only got 11 points, and a lot of the time those points will be the queen jack of somewhere, and declarer, is going to make. And we're right. If we do not lead a club trick here, can you see that declarer is going to make this contract? So let's say we lead a diamond, declarer will win the diamond, draw trumps, and he will only lose 3 top tricks. The ace and king of clubs and the ace of spades. Now, we've been very lucky here, but we've led the king of clubs, it goes over to the ace, and then our partner can give us a ruff. That needs a lot of things, okay? That requires your partner to have the ace of clubs. It requires the clubs to break evenly so that you're the only ones who can ruff. The chances of gaining with that king of clubs lead, I would say, are at most 1 in 5. The chances of losing, I would say probably half the time you lead the king of clubs, you will give a trick away. So playing pairs bridge, the king of clubs is a terrible lead. Now, of course, if you did it on this hand, I would then have to say, actually, it was a good lead because it gets a good score. Okay, but most of the time you lead the king of clubs here, you will give. Imagine the ace of clubs is in dummy and maybe your partner has a different card. Okay, your king will be won by the ace, and maybe declarer is able to get a very quick discard and they make 4 hearts plus 2. Okay, instead of 4 hearts plus 1. Now remember, playing teams, I don't care if they make an over trick. Playing pairs, it is just as important to make an over trick as it is to make the contract. So that's really hard concept. So those of you, I'm sorry we've had a difficult subject this week. You'll be glad to know that the last week we're going to have easier ones, and hopefully we're going to have one a week after that. It will be on the website then, one of them on Fridays, but it will be for slightly easier level deliberately, because a number of people have been thinking about joining the website and they were asking, should I join it, etc. And I said, yeah, no, we're going to try and cover all bases. The main seminars will be on slams, so of course the early ones will be accessible but tricky. Anyway, back to here. Hope everybody can see, if you lead the king of clubs here, your partner will put a clear signal, the 9 of clubs on it. Don't get me wrong, if I was south, I would be throwing the queen of clubs under your king, because I'd be trying to put you off. But when you've led the king and you see your partner's 9, that says in my system, high is like, I would follow with the 4 of clubs to my partner's ace, and he would then give me a ruff, and we'd take the ace of spades as well. So you would take 4 hearts down if you led the king of clubs, okay? But, so at teams, that's what I would do. Playing pairs, I wouldn't do that. Okay, it is true that declarer is unlikely to have the ace of clubs on this one, but bear in mind it's just as it could easily be in the north hand. So declarer could have had just the queen doubleton, and north could have the ace of clubs there, and suddenly you've just given declarer an extra trick, and at pairs that would be a disaster. Okay, all right, so really tricky. Let's look at the other hand then, and again, this is not an easy one. But it's what I love about Teams Bridge, because at Teams Bridge defense is a much easier game, okay? Because you have to go for it. There's no point just shilly-shallying. So this one's a classic Teams hand, okay? Not easy, okay? Okay, it's not easy, this hand. Well, the last hand wasn't particularly easy either. So let's look at the auction. You are sitting in the east hand. That's the hand on your right, okay? The hand on your right, okay? And let's look at the auction. South, you cannot see his hand, opens 1, no trump. What would you bid with the north hand? Okay, the only reason I'm showing teams here, a number of people saying, is almost everything I talk about is pairs. I talk about pairs, pairs, pairs. But teams is a great fun, and I love people to have a go at it. But because people play it very rarely, they don't bother learning about it. So a lot of people will be playing teams and not actually understanding the tactics they should be using. For example, some of the people watching me on Friday nights will say, oh, gosh, you let an over trick through. What did you do that for? And of course, it's because we're trying desperately to take the contract down, which is something we wouldn't do if we were playing pairs. So 1 no trump pass from west. Okay, sorry, you're looking at the north hand at the top. You're not next to bid. Apologies. It's 1 no trump pass, and I'm hoping the north hand would bid 3 no trumps. Okay, 3 no trumps. No need to show your diamonds. I say that it's close. You might want to try a slam try with it, but I think 3 no trumps is normal. I wouldn't want to go past 3 no trumps. Remember, Brian, 3 diamonds is strong, so you don't need to go up to 4 diamonds. There, 3 diamonds is a very strong bid opposite 1 no trump. Okay, but it does need to be a strong bid. Okay, so not 2, not 4, but 3 no trumps for me is the practical bid. Okay, your partner's on lead, and your partner leads the 9 of spades, and dummy plays small, and I want you to have a little think. So you're having a little think. The first thing is I hope you're going to win the ace of spades. There's no need to think about that. You can certainly play any game you want on BBO, yeah, certainly. So most people play pairs on BBO as well, absolutely. But the game I play is a teams game on the Friday evening, and it's my favourite form of the game. Yeah, you can play by yourself, that's true, Peter. You can play both solitaire, but you can also, if you want to, you can pay to play with robots. But if you're a robot fan, if you like playing with robots, you can do that for free on Fun Bridge. So what I mean by playing with robots is on Fun Bridge that you never play with another human being, but you can play as much as you want with robots. So that's on Fun Bridge. Okay. So 9 of spades is led. And what I want you to do here is tell me what that lead is, because this is crucial. This is crucial, okay? Because we trust each other. Okay, so John, you've got a suggestion there, but what has your partner got in spades? This is crucial. I'm hoping everybody's happy with this, okay? The 9 of spades says, I do not have an honor. So that means, well, let's play the first trick out. You win the ace of spades. You win the ace of spades, and you know that South holds the king, queen, and jack of spades. Well, that tells me Declarer has 9 tricks. So let's work that out. The ace of hearts. He's surely got 5 diamond tricks. Remember, South has to have a couple because he's open 1 no trump. So he's got 5 diamond tricks. The ace of hearts and the king, queen, jack of spades. That is 9 tricks off the top. Now, this is tough. If I am playing pairs, my job is to stop over tricks. Because most of the time, Declarer's probably got the ace of clubs, and if I lead a club from this holding, I will give Declarer a trick with his queen. Playing teams bridge, I don't care about the over tricks. The only possible chance of getting this contract down is if my partner has the ace of clubs and a couple more. So that is not easy. Okay, I actually need him to hold ace 10x of clubs, but that's by the by. But the crucial thing here is, can everybody see? The first thing we've got to do is analyse that lead. Well, could it be 4th highest? Well, king, queen, jack, 9. I'm hoping everybody's happy that your partner will not lead the 9 from king, queen, jack, 9. He should be leading the king. Okay, so therefore it's not a 4th highest lead, and this is what's so important. The 9 of spades denies a high card. It denies an honor in the suit. So suddenly we're able to count 9 tricks in Declarer's hand. So when I'm playing teams, I am going to lead the 2 of clubs, and every so often my partner will have the ace. Let me show you. Okay, so what is the lead? High denies an honor. I hope everybody's happy with that. And this is why I want you to be careful when you make a lead. Okay, How can you get 3 no trumps down? Well, I can't get it down by leading a diamond or a heart back because or a spade back because I've counted that declarer has 9 tricks. So the only possible chance is by leading a club. Hope for 4 club tricks. It's going to happen probably, I would guess, 1 in 6 times, as rarely as that. Okay, but we've seen that you gain 12 points when it works. So let's do it. We lead the 2 of clubs. So let's show you the full hand there. Okay, and you can see declarer has a slightly unusual hand. He's got king, queen, jack and king, queen, jack in the majors, but he's got a balanced hand with 12 points. So it's a good opening bid. Maybe declarer should have thrown his jack of spades. That's a bit trickier. But that's a cunning declarer. Under our ace, declarer could have thrown the jack of spades and it might have been a bit more difficult now. Okay, that's tricky. But you can see declarer has a huge number of tricks here. If we don't switch, declarer makes, I'm trying to count them up, he makes 12 tricks. Can you count them up for me? I think there's 4 heart tricks, 3 spade tricks is 7, 12 including his diamonds. So if we lead a spade back, you'll leave the opponents thinking they should have been in a slam. Okay? Your partner was on lead, the ace of clubs would be a manic lead, Cora. Okay? He can't see dummy, and he's thinking, I'm just going to lead a normal lead, there's no need to lead anything else. So spade lead is great because it tells you what he's got in his hand. The important thing here is when he's led a spade, at least he's told us what he's got. Okay? But the 2 of clubs is a wonderful switch, isn't it? Okay? We win the ace, West wins the ace, and he leads the 10 of clubs back. And what can declarer do? If he plays the queen, we kill it and make the jack and the 8. If he ducks, well, our partner will lead another club and we take 4 club tricks and we take 3 no trumps down. Now, what I've got to show you is the other layout of the hand. Here it is. So I've swapped South's king of hearts with the ace of clubs. Someone there, Ingrid's asking, would I downgrade the hand? I'll just go back there. With an opening hand. The weak no trump is wonderful. I love the weak no trump. So I'll often open it deliberately, sometimes even if I've evaluated the hand as weak. So I've changed the hand here. Okay. We're still in 3 no trumps by South. Playing teams, I am still going to switch to the 2 of clubs and declarer will make an over trick. So instead of making 3 no trumps plus 1, he will make his queen of clubs. I hope everybody's happy with that. If I switch to the 2 of clubs, declarer will play small and his queen will make in dummy. He has made an extra trick because of my risky switch. But I don't care about that playing teams. I only lose 1 imp. Okay, and let me just remind you of that. So I've just switched through there. If I take them 1 off, I gain 12 imps. If they make an extra over trick, I lose 1. It's 12 times more important. 12 times more important to take them down than it is. But it's not the same at pairs. At pairs, an over trick, so the person declaring that one would have got a top for making that. I would have got a bottom for giving that over trick away. Okay, so I'm not switching to a club, and every so often we'll look at the hand and think, could we have got that down? And we'll say maybe we could have done, but I'm not sure I can find that switch. Too often I'll be giving over tricks away. Playing teams though, as we said, really tough to understand this if you're not getting it. Okay, but it's something that I'll talk about tonight. If you watch the teams or watch it later, I'll try and mention some of the ideas we've talked about and the reasoning I'll be using playing teams. Okay, let's sum up what we've talked about then. I know it feels difficult. Remember, when you play teams, you can play it the same way. You don't have to use these tactics, you can play it the same way. But obviously these tactics may help you to get better results. I find it fun because I like having teammates and like seeing the result compared quite quickly with another table. It does take time to get used to, but I know a lot of you are playing a bit of it online, and I do recommend it when we eventually get back to the bridge table. The simple tactics, if I tell you those, I've got 1 tactic for each element. When you're bidding, tend to go for your games. Okay. When you're planning for when you're declarer play, plan for the bad breaks. So don't just plan for a 3-2 break when you're in 4 spades. See if you can make it when they're 4-1. Okay. And when you're defending, go all out to take the contract down. Don't worry so much about over tricks. Okay. Wow. Okay, so not easy, that one. So let's leave that behind us. And let's look at the quiz again. Wow. I don't mind what you open with this hand as long as you are opening the strongest bid you have. Okay, so let's talk about traditional ACOL. Okay, let's talk about a traditional ACOL bid. 2 clubs. Okay, what does that mean? It says partner. Okay, it says partner. I've got 23 or more points, or I've got game in my own hand. 23 or more points, or I have game in my own hand. So I'm hoping, so if you for instance play Benji, normal Benji, it would be a 2 diamond opener. Okay, now the problem with 4 no trumps, okay, is that you don't necessarily need an ace to make a slam. So a lot of people have put 4 no trumps there, and I know some of those know my quizzes and they'll think I've put that in. You would never open a 4 no trump bid if you were missing 2 controls in 1 suit. Okay, and the reason, so what I mean by that is if you open 4 no trumps, your partner bids 5 clubs showing no aces, I guess you're going to bid 5 spades now. The problem is if your partner's got the king of clubs, you might be able to make a slam. He could actually have the king of clubs, the queen jack of diamonds and all sorts. Okay. So our plan here is to open our strongest bid and then jump to 3 spades. Okay, so let me show you your partner's hand. So if you open 4 no trumps here, of course, you'll probably finish in 5 spades. I'm not saying we'll get to a slam anyway, but the idea on this is you choose whatever system you play. I want you to choose your very strongest bid, but not 4 no trumps. Okay, 4 no trumps is very different. It's not necessary. 4 no trumps asks for specific aces. Don't worry if you've never come across it. Okay, I don't think that necessarily gives you the answer you want. Remember, your partner could have the ace of hearts and the king of clubs as well. Okay, in which case you'll definitely be making a slam, but you will get 5 hearts back from the response and you'll have to sign off in 5 spades. So 4 no trumps not going to do it here, but the plan is traditional ACOL, for example, it will go 2 clubs, your partner will bid 2 diamonds, and you jump to 3 spades. Now, why am I wasting the space by jumping to 3 spades? Suzanne's asking that question. Why don't I just bid 2 spades? That's a forcing bid. She's quite correct. 2 spades is forcing. But what 3 spades says is something very, very important. It says, partner, I am not discussing the denomination with you anymore. I'm the boss. We are playing in spades. There is no discussion. If you have a void in spades, I am still playing with spades as trumps. It's an unusual thing, but it sets the suit. Look at your suit. You do not want your partner to worry if he's got a void. You are saying, partner, even if you've got a void, I expect to make all of my spades. Please do not worry. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, I'm not going to cover the rest of the hand. It's difficult enough already, but in theory, East would now cubid if he had any high card. Okay. Do not worry about that now, but in theory, East would bid 4 clubs here, and we might get to the slam. Okay, but 3 spades, that jump to 3 spades, when I waste space, I waste it for very, very good reasons. So that jump to 3 spades is unnecessary because 2 spades is strong and game forcing. So what 3 spades says is, partner, I'm wasting a level so that we don't have to discuss denomination anymore. If you bid a suit now, you're saying you've got a high card in it. You're not discussing whether you want to play in it because we are playing in spades. So it will go 4 clubs, and now I have to say I'd probably gamble a slam with the West hand, okay, because my partner has shown me something in clubs. Okay, now you can't be sure you're going to make it, and here you need a bit of luck. Your partner's got a doubleton diamond. Okay, but the reason East would be bidding, the reason I'm bidding 3 spades is because I'm looking for a slam. So I think Yvette's asking why not 4 spades there. Well, actually, I know I can make 4 spades, but I want my partners to give me an idea of whether there's a slam on. Okay, so clearly I've got 10 tricks in my own hand. Sorry, I just touched the mic. That might have been loud. So I'm, but do not worry. It's another tough hand. The good news is the next one that I'm going to give you isn't so tough as that. Okay, so your strongest bid. So if you play Benji, 2 diamonds is fine as well there. Okay. Wow, we've had some tough ones. We need to bring that level down. So, just a mention of the website again, bernardmageebridge.com. What am I talking about now? Well, the good news is some of the quizzes we're going to have on there, the prize quiz is going to be multiple choice. And the reason why that's good news is you don't have to think so hard, because you'll be able to choose your answer. So you won't have to think too hard. So we'll have a multiple choice. I think we're going to do a lead quizzes to start with. So that should be fun. And as I say, I'm hoping on Fridays, but we won't be able to do this always, because I won't be able to do a live always, but we will be putting maybe a slightly easier session on, because we'll have the seminars as usual. And the first set of seminars are going to be on slam bidding. Okay. And they'll be interesting and they'll be fun, but obviously there'll be some ideas that will be more difficult. So we'll be trying, we'll still talk about some slam bidding, but on the Friday we'll try and talk about it in, shall we say, in inverted commas, an easier fashion. Okay. So do come and see us. Remember, a couple of things to say about that. I did mention that as a couple, if one of you signs up as a founder member, the other one can join as half price. And don't forget, I don't want you to cancel, but you can always cancel at any time. So if you're thinking, is it going to be high enough powered for me? Come along, see if it is. Is it going to be too low for, or if there's not enough beginner stuff, well then join it for 1 month. And you can always sign off. But if you ever do sign off, please do send me an email and tell me why, because that will help me, because I might be able to respond and say, that's a good idea. Because the hope for me, generally, is that we can develop the site into what we all want, because that's what I want to happen, because I want to have some fun, and I want to, for you to tell me what's best. Okay, what am I doing now? Oh, quiz. Let's look at the quiz, and then we'll look at the hand. So hopefully, let's have a look. 1 spade from your partner, pass, and it's your bid. 1 spade from your partner, pass, and it's your bid. Don't forget that a large proportion of the new website is going to be available to you non-live. So, obviously all the live stuff is there recorded as well, but we will have the seminars and things. The seminars will be delivered to you as a full seminar. Okay, so there you go. 1 spade pass, and it's your bid. Okay, so I'll leave you with that one. And let's just finish off with our quiz of, not our quiz of the day, our hand of the day here, which was sent in by Hiroko. A nice little hand, not too difficult, won't take too much time. It's an opening lead quiz, which she sent me. And the good news is I got it right, which is always nice. So let's look at the auction. 1 no trump from South. We can't see South's hand. You're just looking at the West hand there. Pass. 2 no trumps. Pass. 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 Okay. So it's 1 no trump. Pass. 2 no trumps. Pass. 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 And it is your lead. Okay. 1 no trump. Pass. 2 no trumps. Pass. Pass. And it's your lead. Okay, so you're looking at your hand, and on hands like this, I'm very, very, very happy for people to lead a club on a hand like this. And certainly if you've just been taught or you're whatever, clearly the standard lead is the 4 of clubs, okay? But what I want you to do as you get more involved in hands and you play more bridge, what you've got to do is contemplate. Imagine you are playing as a partnership. Now I know this is tricky, but imagine you are playing as a partnership. Which hand's long suit do you want to lead? Which hand's long suit do you want to lead? So what I'm saying is you are on the same side as East and you've only got 6 points. The opponents have got, let's say, 23 points between them because they haven't gone for game. So your partner's sitting there with 10 or 11 points. So if what I'm thinking to myself is, do you know, I could lead a club here and I could get, you know, hopefully partner's got an ace or something like that. He sends it back to me. I still might not make the suit though, because I don't look as though I've got that many entries. Okay. So, tricky. But I would love to lead my partner's best suit. Does that make sense? So, if I'm going to lead my partner's best suit, so hence I'm not going to lead the 4 of clubs. But again, don't get me wrong, it's absolutely fine lead. If this was multiple choice, the 4 of clubs would be the second best lead. Okay, because it's not unreasonable and you might hit your partner's suit. But remember, you need entries. So I'm going to try and lead my partner's suit. Now, we had this earlier, people talked about it earlier. They said, look, if they haven't bid Stayman or transfers, we tend to lead a major if we're not going to lead our best suit. So I'm going to lead a major, okay, if you're happy with that, because as it turns out on this hand, indeed, South did have 5 diamonds. So remember, yes, you've got less diamonds than the majors, but if North and South have long minors, they won't bid them. They'll just bid no trumps. So I am going to choose a major, and I think I should choose between spades and hearts. And if you're going to take a gamble, I would tend to lead the safer of those two, if that makes sense. So I'm hedging my bets. And for me, the Queen of Spades looks a reasonable safe lead. And what that means is if I don't hit my partner's suit, then it might not give a trick away. So it's not that easy idea. I'm going to show you the whole hand, don't get me wrong. So let's just show you that. I'll make the lead that I chose, which was the Queen of Spades. And don't get me wrong, it works well this hand. We hit our partner's suit. But notice there are 5 diamonds in the South hand there. Okay, now, as you all know, a lot of people do open with 5 cards in a major. But if there was 5 cards in a major in the North hand, he would have bid them. If there'd been 5 cards in the minor, he wouldn't have. So we tend to choose the major. And as expected, East has entries. East has a lovely hand there. Okay, so this isn't easy. Please don't expect this to get this kind of thing right if you're in your first 2 or 3 years of bridge. But as we play more, we learn the idea of partnership. And defending is by far the hardest aspect of bridge. So if you can get used to that idea of partnership and then think, so you've got 6 points here. There's going to be times when you've got just 2 or 3 points. And that is definitely when you're looking for partner's suit. And it's much easier if they've done some bidding. One of my favourite examples that I've given, and we've actually already had it on one, we go a long way back, but it's where I think they bid hearts and clubs, and your longest suit is diamonds. So you think, well, sorry, your longest suit is spades, so you think partner must have diamonds. Very simplistic. They've bid hearts, they've bid clubs, my longest suit is diamonds, I lead the other suit. Okay, good question there from, I can't even see his hand now, sorry. Why not bid Stayman? Some people don't like bidding Stayman with 4-3-3-3 hands. Okay, I'm hoping that even if you played a bid that showed 12 points, you'd probably evaluate that hand as closer to 11 because it's 4-3-3-3. Okay, I don't mind Stayman on that hand, I have to say, because it looks a little unbalanced. With 2 weak hands, I might have bid Stayman myself, I have to say, but it's a close call. You know, but with 4-3-3 hands, quite often people don't bid Stayman. Okay, so that's just showing another hand. Thanks for that, Hiroko. Let's just remind you of the quiz. 1 spade pass, 1 spade pass, and it's your bid. 1 spade pass, and it's your bid. one spade pass, and it's your bid. We're playing just, imagine you've sat at a table with Akko, but I don't mind if you put various 2 no trump bids and things like that, because I will discuss it in the answer, as long as you're happy with the kind of bid. To be honest, the response to one spade, the question could be, what bid do you not make? What bid do you not make? Okay. We're going to be playing teams tonight, so do join us if you fancy it for the over-the-shoulder of the teams. That will be at 7:30. It is a grudge match. I haven't decided whether I'm drinking rosé or white wine for tonight, but I will try and mention some of the tactics that we've talked about over the last 3 or 4 days. Do join me or watch it on catch up, as they say. Oh, I'm using TV phrases there. No, that does sound snazzy. Okay, so hopefully we'll have some fun, and let's hope we get a few more now. I mean, I don't mind getting bad hands because I like defending, but let's hope we have a few more. Okay, and last but not least, of course, join us on Bernard Magee Bridge. Come and see us. You can always. Why not red wine? That's a good question. Red wine tends to dampen my brain a little, I think. But enjoy the weather. I'm hoping we're going to get some good weather over the weekend. I'm going to say we're going to be pretty busy working on the website. Don't forget, if you want, you can register for free. But the sign up is $11.99 per month. That will and you will get that throughout the year, etc., etc. If you do delay, I'm afraid if you're not a founder member, it will be $13.99 a month. Okay, but remember, if you're a founder member, you will keep that, okay, or at least you will keep a level below the normal level. Lovely to see you there, and you can always email me if you've got more questions, and obviously if you're a couple and you want your thing, just send me an email and we will send you the special link. Thank you very much. Enjoy your weekend, and hopefully see a few of you at the teams tonight, or see you on Monday. Thank you. All over.